welcome to ThePrint. I'm Amana Begam Ansari. I'm a writer, columnist, and I'm a former policy research associate. The UK government has, for the first time, imposed what it's called an emergency break on study visa for the four countries, basically, the four national including Afghanistan, Cameroon, Myanmar, and Sudan. The move has quietly raised many questions, not just about immigration policy, but also about what happens when humanitarian concerns collide with political pressure over migration. What caught my attention was the speech by Sabana Mahmood, the Secretary of State for the Home Department. She spoke about exploiting Britain's generosity to claim asylum. Politicians often give speeches that people forget right away, but what's matter because they show a deeper problem in this system. They message many things without saying it directly. In principle, I understand and support the reasoning behind the decision. Student visas are being used as a mechanism to enter the country and later claim asylum. It undermines the very purpose of visa system. This does not mean that one should ignore people who really need help. Those fleeing persecution or conflict should be able to seek asylum through an honest and transparent process. How countries can help such people on humanitarian grounds is a serious discussion in itself, but the conversation should remain separate from the misuse of student visas. There is another side to this issue that is often ignored in the debate. People who can pay for the tuition, visa fees, and travel abroad are already in a privileged position. If the student visa route were to become a backdoor to asylum, it risks pushing aside those who genuinely need protection but may not have the resources to access such pathways in the first place. In that sense, this is not only about immigration control but also about fairness and ensuring that opportunities belong to everyone. But there is also something about the Savannah Mahmood's speech that was the language she chose. The emphasis was on people exploiting Britain's generosity. I would have expected the statement to focus more on law, process, and the need to protect the integrity of the visa system. Framing it around generosity being abused make it sounds closer to the rhetoric we usually hear from the right-wing political playbook. And what makes it especially interesting is that the Labour Party, which has always seen itself as a central left based on the ideas of social justice, equality, and representing working people, is the one saying it. It's coming from them. The tone indicates that the Labour might be moving towards a more practical country first view of immigration. It's trying to find a balance between its humanitarian values and political pressure it is under. Another question that naturally comes to mind is about the basis of choosing these four countries. According to the available data, Pakistani nationals currently constitute one of the largest groups claiming asylum in the UK. A noticeable proportion of them initially enter through legal routes such as a student visa, travel visa before applying for the protection. While 70% of claims were rejected last year, just about 4.1% were sent back to Pakistan. And add to it, Pakistan has reportedly refused to take back some individual involved in a serious crime in the UK. Yet Pakistan is not among the countries facing an emergency visa break. That makes the selection of Afghanistan, Cameroon, Myanmar, and Sudan curious. These are countries that are indeed facing severe humanitarian crisis and political instability. And if the policy is meant to address the misuse of a student visa as a pathway to asylum, then the logic behind the choosing only these four countries becomes less clear. Though Mahmood made it clear that this move is only the beginning, she indicates that more such measures could follow if the government finds continued misuse of visa routes. In that sense, the four countries named now may simply be the first step, not the final list. Still, the announcement leaves a lot of questions unanswered. If the goal is to protect the integrity of visa system, then the policy will ultimately have to show that it is being applied consistently and based on clear evidence rather than appearing selective. Otherwise, what is presented as an administrative fix risk turning into another politically charged debate around immigration and asylum. Immigration is one of the most difficult issue any modern democracy has to deal with. A country has the right to protect the integrity of its visa system and ensure the legal routes are not misused. At the same time, the world is witnessing more displacement, conflict, and instability than ever before, which means the demand for asylum will not disappear, and this is why conversation must remain honest and balanced. Preventing the misuse of student visa is a legitimate concern, but it should not be framed in ways that blur the line between administrative policy and political rhetoric. The real challenge is to make a system that is both fair and open, protecting legal immigration route while helping people.